Well, hello and welcome first year engineering students. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and I would like to welcome you to the 20th anniversary of our College of Engineering welcome event for new students. It's so excited to be here with you on campus as we begin yet a new academic year. Today, I'm very excited to join you in today's session, which we've designed to be interactive and inspiring. You'll hear from our dean, Dr. Louis Martin Vega. You'll hear from a great keynote speaker who has a fantastic message and a story and a trajectory to share with you. And you'll hear a little bit from some of fellow students who are going to engage you in surveys and in videos and in cahoots. And so as you take in this event today, I want to challenge you to listen attentively and think about what are my takeaways? What is it that I'm going to take away from this session as I begin my time as a new College of Engineering, Engineering and Computer Science student at NC State? Well, today's welcome is unlike the previous 19 that we've conducted. This being the 20th anniversary, we're online or we're in a virtual environment. This is a situation that we're in. Our speakers are online in the College of Engineering. We're doing everything virtually, virtual classes, and we've had virtual recruiting events and virtual summer camps, virtual graduation ceremonies. It is indeed a different world. But that does not mean that we care any less for you or want you to succeed any less, or are less committed to providing the mechanisms for you to be engaged in this college and to be successful. Rather, I would say we're doubling down, and if anything, have worked harder to ensure that success and that engagement. And so you have been affected and things are different. But at its essence, the things that you're encountering as students in the 20th annual College of Engineering welcome are really no different than those students we welcomed in the previous 19, or even students who have come to this university decades and decades ago as College of Engineering students. And you might say, what, are you crazy, Dr. Lavelle? You've got to be kidding me. Things are not the same. Think about this environment we're in. Well, hear me out. You're a college student and they were college students. They're making a transition. They made a transition, and you also are making a transition. They came to a new environment. You're coming to a new environment. You're facing challenges and they face challenges. So at its essence, this transition, this environment, this new world that you're joining is much like our previous years. And the things that you're doing will stand in good stead toward your success as it did for them. Things like working hard and being committed, being focused, having grit, and learning from the things that are working in this environment, in this world, and things that aren't working for you. Setting goals and then matching your behaviors to those goals. Staying and getting engaged, even if that is in a virtual way or in some other restricted way. Using the resources that are around you. Staying optimistic, having that can do, can conquer, self-confident attitude. These are all things that I know it's going to be hard, but these are all things that will predict your success as it has for previous classes that we've welcomed. Now, I know that you are unique in that as high school seniors last year, there was no prom, there was no senior goodbyes, there was no graduation, perhaps no summer jobs or summer travel. But we are where we are, and we will emerge from this. So stay focused and do those things that are in front of you, making that successful transition and into our community of scholars. Remember, community of scholars, a term we use during new student orientation, and our expectations that you'll conduct yourself with respect, with intellectual curiosity, and with integrity. I want you to focus on the CODA classes that are in front of you, making sure you're getting A's and B's in those CODA classes. We talked about the need for you to come in thinking broadly in a divergent way and not converging necessarily on a discipline. Be thinking about your passion and how the broad array of opportunities we have at NC State in engineering fit with your passions. Planning your future and working that plan and being engaged, setting goals and setting expectations for yourself. And then lastly, the fact that you are a multidisciplinary person working in this new world. So maintain a focus on your health and on your wellness, both individually and then within your networks. So on behalf of our Dean Louis Martin Vega and our entire engineering family, I want to welcome the College of Engineering class of 2024. Congratulations. We know that you will accomplish great things. At this time, I want to turn it over to our students who are going to lead you through some exercises, April and Jay and Emily and Axel. So guys, take it away.
Cool. Hello, everyone. My name is Jay. I hope you're having a great day. I am a junior in nuclear engineering, class of 2022. And alongside April, I'll be doing some NC State engineering trivia. So I hope you're excited because you have the opportunity to win some cool college engineering prizes that you cannot win or cannot purchase anywhere else. But all you have to do is participate in the trivia and you can be entered in for these prizes. So to participate in the trivia, you'll just simply go to go.ncsu.edu/hello, and then you'll fill out the form there as we read out the questions to you. Cool, so our very first question is, in what department was the student who created the first Wolfpack mascot?
Jay, do you want to take a guess at which department do you think created the first Wolfpack mascot?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna guess nuclear engineering, just because.
I think that's a little biased right there, but definitely an excellent guess.
What do you think, April?
I would be a little biased and say chemical engineering, but my mind is set on civil. Something tells me that those civil engineers would create a very nice first Wolfpack mascot design.
It's very true.
So our next question. Hello, everyone. Before we get started on our next question, I'd like to introduce myself. Hello, my name is April Gonzalez, and I am so excited to have everyone join us for our very own college welcome. This is such an amazing opportunity for you to learn more about your possibilities here at NC State and to learn about your peers and leaders in the College of Engineering. So I am majoring in chemical engineering as a first-generation Latin American student. On campus, I am an awesome engineering ambassador, a chancellor's aide, and a part of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. On campus, I work for TRIO Student Services, where we work to help students succeed holistically during their time here at NC State. Jay, do you want to talk a little bit about what you're involved in on campus?
Sure. So on campus, I'm here today as an engineering ambassador, but I'm also a Grand Challenge Scholar, a NIH Team Research Scholar. So I do a lot of undergraduate research, which is pretty neat, just as helpful as an internship or a co-op, in my opinion. Other than that, kind of some extracurricular orgs. I'm the president of my chapter for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I am also a part of Channel Blonde, which is a Black LGBT org. And I do a lot of couple other things, but I won't bore you with those.
Well, it sounds like you have an amazing time here at NC State.
So
talking about NC State, our next question is, how large was the first graduating class of engineers at NC State? So our graduating classes are very large if you talk about it as a university holistically, right? And then it depends on the different colleges. So the College of Engineering, College of Education. So Jay, do you want to give a ballpark guess as to what the size would be for our first graduating class?
So you make a good point. It's definitely going to be smaller than our classes today, since the university has grown so much since then. I'm gonna guess maybe maybe 50, between 56 and 112. I can't choose. What do you
Really?
think?
That is
Yeah.
really low. I mean, compared to how many students are graduating each year today, 56 and 100, that's a pretty low number compared to that. All right, let's move on to our next question then.
Cool. So our next question is, what was Dr. Riddick Jr.'s salary when he was a professor of mechanics and applied mathematics at NC State in 1892?
So if I had to take a guess, if you're a professor, especially at NC State, I think that would come with a pretty big paycheck, even in 1892. What do you think, Jay?
I think so too. It has to be up there. It has to be up there, no doubt.
All right, so our next question. What was the total cost of the nuclear reactor, pulsar reactor, upon its completion in 1972? So can you imagine having your very own nuclear reactor on campus and what that would cost in 1972? That's insane. Jay, as a nuclear engineer, what's your best guess on the cost of a nuclear reactor?
Ooh, see, okay. Um, I agree. It is pretty darn neat that we do have a nuclear reactor. Not many campuses get to say that. Um, I'm gonna guess maybe. I'm gonna guess maybe around the $1 million range.
$1 million?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Can we get our responses? And the results are in. So for the very first question, in what department was a student who created the first Wolfpack mascot? You all said mechanical, and that is the correct answer. Congratulations to everyone who picked mechanical engineering.
Great job. So our next question, how large was the first graduating class of engineers at NC State? A lot of you said 14. The majority of you, a couple of you, or quite a few of you also said 56, but the correct answer is 14. So great job, y'all.
All right, our next question. What was Dr. Wallace Carl Riddick's Jr.'s salary when he was a professor of mechanics and applied mathematics at NC State in 1892? Now, I would like to think that it was in that $10,000 range, but for Dr. Riddick Jr., his salary was $1,500 a year. Can you imagine?
Yeah, definitely didn't expect that one. And our last question was, what was the total cost of the nuclear reactor, the pulsar reactor, upon its completion in 1972? Majority of you said 1.5 million, and that is correct. It is 1.5 million. Great job, guys.
We have some very smart people answering these trivia questions.
Cool. So without further ado, we'll pass it back to Dr. Lavelle.
Well, thanks so much to April and Jay for leading us through that really interesting trivia session. And thank you for introducing yourself. So students, I'll share with you that both April and Jay were in your same situation just a couple of years ago. I remember specifically meeting them when they were making that transition to from high school to part of our NC State Wolfpack family. And they're just another great example of what you can do as a student and the opportunities here if you apply yourself, if you seek out and take on leadership responsibilities, if you imbue yourself with a set of experiences. So congratulations and thanks to you too. The other thing I guess I'd like to point out is as they went through the trivia is just to point out, you know, NC State's been around for quite a while. We didn't just start this college recently. We've been around for many decades, going back to the founding of NC State in 1887 as the North Carolina College of Agriculture and Mechanics. So we have a long and strong history. We have almost 70,000 living engineering and computer science alums that are out there. So you're joining a robust and successful and friendly and engaging set of individuals that are here to serve you and want the best for you students. Well, it gives me at this time great pleasure to introduce our Dean, Dr. Louis Martin Vega. Dr. Martin Vega has a bio that if I were to read that bio, it would take us well past midnight. So let me just say a few things about Dr. Martin Vega, who is a wonderful boss. And I call it among my greatest friends and colleagues. He joined us here in the College of Engineering in 2006. So he's been our dean and our fearless leader for 14 years. Dr. Martin Vega's background is industrial engineering. He has his bachelor's degree in industrial, a master's in operations research, and then a PhD in industrial and systems engineering. He's held faculty and leadership roles in academia and in government and worked in industry. And Dr. Martin Vega has too many awards for me to even begin to announce them. So at this point in time, I'd like to turn it over to our leader, my friend, and the best dean, not only in the US or in the world, but let's say in the universe, the best dean in the universe, Dean Louis Martin Vega. Dean Martin Vega.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerome. It was very gracious of you. That's quite an introduction. And, you know, I'm not going to ask you to believe all of that, but I think, let me just sort of share a bit back with Dr. Lavelle. I hope that all of you by now understand the tremendous role that he and his team play at our college. And, you know, we're a very, very big college, but at the same time, we work very hard to be as personal as we can be. And a lot of that happens because of the efforts of Dr. Lavelle and his staff and all of our engineering ambassadors. And that's what we want you to get a flavor of, certainly at least through what we're doing today. I think you can also see from the student trivia questions, there is a lot of history associated with the college. As Dr. Lavelle pointed out, we've been around a long time. And over that time period, we have grown to be what I feel is not simply one of the most prominent and prestigious colleges of engineering in the country, but a college that's looked at as a real groundbreaker moving forward in everything that we do in education and research. And this is the environment that we welcome you into. So as the Dean of the College of Engineering at NC State, it's my honor and it's really a privilege to be somebody who's had this opportunity to lead this college for so many years. I welcome all of you in our engineering and computer science class of 2024 to NC State. As Dr. Lavelle mentioned, this is the 20th year that we've gathered the first year students together to welcome you. And we're going to introduce you. I will introduce you in a few minutes to an alumni who's going to share their background with you as well. But quite honestly, as you've seen by now, we've never done a welcome quite like this in a virtual mode. So there's one way to look at it. We have difficult circumstances. The other way to look at it is that you've become very special because of the fact that we're doing it in the way that we're doing this. Regardless of this, we're very excited to have you in our college. And we hope that despite the unusual circumstances and the challenges that we're all going through, you're eventually going to find that all your years at NC State, most of which we feel will be more in a more normal circumstance, are going to be among the very best of your lives. Regardless of the circumstances that we may be working through, I want to guarantee you that the overarching goal for every one of the faculty and staff that we have in our college is the same. It's been the same for years and years, and it's to do everything we can to facilitate your success. We are all about you. And the fact that you're joining us in our college this year means a tremendous amount to us because you continue to move us forward, not only in terms of the challenges that we have and the things that we want to put in front of you, but the questions and ideas and things that you bring to us. So we appreciate that very much. It also means that we continue to try to ensure that each and every one of you receive, through whatever medium, the world-class engineering education that has made our college so prominent and respected around the world and around the country. This not only includes what we do in formal instructional activities, it includes what we do in research and a host of other things that you may call extracurricular activities. We may be more limited right now because of the inability to do things in person, but you'll be able to do these things as we move forward as well. This is all part of your education, and it's all part of what we want you to take full advantage of. This year, perhaps more than ever, Our commitment to your success concludes an even stronger commitment to your health and well-being. I hope that you're aware and you've become aware of how much thought and work has gone into the university and everybody working here over the last few months to try to make the reopening of this campus as safe as possible. And we also know that the overwhelming majority of you have honored that commitment from the university by following many of the protocols that have been put in place. But we also know, and we know this, of course, this afternoon, that unfortunately this has not been the case for all of our students. The decision that was made earlier this afternoon to move all the undergraduate offerings online should not reflect negatively on all the hard work that many of you, if not all of you, have done to help us reopen. But it is an action that was mandated to assure that your safety and health and that of all of our faculty and staff is not compromised even more going forward. We all view this hopefully as a temporary measure. Of course, as they say, the virus has its own timeline, but nonetheless, this is what we need to do at this moment. And our commitment is still to do everything we can to help you be successful as you come and join our college at this time. You're going to spend a lot of time studying. You wouldn't be here if you weren't prepared for that. But that's only part of what we have to offer. Our goal is really to do the kinds of things that will change you as an individual and allow you to move forward in your lives and your careers, working off of a platform that will ensure your success and allow you to achieve things that you may not even envision that you're trying to look and achieve at this moment in time. We try to do this not only through the rigor of what we do. Engineering education is never going to be easy, but we work hard to help you be successful. But also, we feel that it's a very exciting endeavor at this moment in time. At the end of the day, the platform of engineering allows you to address pretty much any problem that you want to try to deal with and look for solutions, and it catapults you into ways and careers that you may not have thought of even before. The students in engineering at NC State that have come before you have gone on to great success in the worlds of engineering and business and academia and life sciences and law and many other areas. They've developed life-saving inventions, furthered the world of technology. They drive a lot of the economy of our state in North Carolina and our nation. But they've also flown on the International Space Station and have played vital roles in addressing many of the grand challenges that we have in our world, be it in areas of sustainability, environmental issues, health, security, and many, many others. They've all benefited from this platform that we try to provide and enrich every day here in engineering at NC State. And I know that you're going to continue that tradition of success with your achievements. Our students right now and our faculty are working on solutions for the current pandemic, whether it be equipment to protect healthcare providers, tests, tracking, and others. And your work as you come into our college may in fact move us even further to sort of address issues that might be involved with either further pandemics or other challenges. Now, every year we invited guests to speak with you about their experiences at NC State and how they learned from the things that they did when they were students here, how that propelled us in their life forward. Many of them have kept NC State and our College of Engineering and their home department close to their heart as they've advanced their careers. And they've come back and given much of their time and resources to help us move forward. Well, there's no better example of that than the speaker that I'm going to welcome in a second, Mr. Ed Fitz. Now, you're just arriving on campus, and obviously the circumstances are very difficult and very different, but nonetheless, you're going to find that the name Fitz is something that you're going to recognize on our campus. Those of you that may be looking at industrial engineering as a major will be entering into what is known as the Fitz Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. And the newest building that we have on Centennial Campus that we're moving into this semester is called Fitz-Woolard Hall. As a native of North Carolina, Ed graduated with his degree in industrial engineering in 1961. And he began his career with Sunoco Products Company. He served for 18 years and eventually rose to be the vice president of their division of paperboard packaging. In 1979, though, he had the opportunity to purchase a division of Sunoco, their folding carton operations in Pennsylvania. And he, with some other investors, took that risk. In fact, he told me that he mortgaged everything he had at that moment and said, I'm going to take this risk. We're going to take this operation and see if we can turn it into something very special. They renamed the business unit Dopaco Inc., and he wound up serving as the president and CEO of Dopaco as they turned that initiative into the #1 fast food packaging company in the world, That, of course, provided Ed with a lot of opportunities to give back because of the tremendous achievements and success that he had with that. Now, a lot had changed since he had graduated. At one time, most of the support for the university came from the state. Now it's a combination of state support and private philanthropy, and he understood that. He also recognized that need, and that really had a lot to do with his desire to support our university. So Ed turned his attention first to his home department, not simply to name a department, but to motivate it in some way to be one of the top departments of industrial and systems engineering in the country. So he didn't just make a donation. He literally worked to help create a business plan for the department that would allow it to climb into the upper echelons of its peers. In 2005, his transformational gift led to the department being named the Fitz Department. This was the first named academic department, not only at NC State, but in the UNC system. When the College of Engineering needed Ed's help just a few years ago, he also responded again. He and his wife, Deb, together with his friend and fellow industrial engineering alumni, Ed Woolard, who was the former CEO of DuPont, and his wife, Peggy, literally came together and made a $25 million gift commitment that we have used to name Fitzwillard Hall, and it's allowed us to move forward to finance this new building that we have on campus. Our college was committed to raising over $60 million of the $150 million cost of that building, but you can imagine how critical the gift that Ed Woolard and Ed Fitz made really helped us move this forward and actually has made this happen. In addition to his support for the building and the department, he's also established a number of endowments and scholarships that are supporting many of our students and faculty here at NC State. Needless to say, he's been extremely generous to NC State and to the College of Engineering. He served for many years on the Board of Industrial Engineering, our engineering board, and countless other endeavors. The support that they have made is indicative of the fact that Ed always felt that it was the platform in industrial engineering that allowed him to move forward in his life and his career. Now that he's come full circle in many ways, his last endeavor, and I hope you appreciate this, is he has gone back to his hometown in Littleton in Halifax County and is now investing in efforts to help revitalize the economic development of that town, which had gone through many difficult moments in the past. So this is an individual who has been extremely successful, an alumni of our college, a very generous person with an outstanding heart. And he's a tremendous example of what we hope everybody can achieve, and at the same time, help and assist everything that we're trying to do going forward. We're very honored that he's been able to dedicate his time to be with us here today. So without any further ado, I would like you to please join me in welcoming NC State alum, Mr. Ed Fitz.
Hello, everyone, and a big welcome to all of you first-year students just starting your engineering education. I am delighted to join you today, but a bit disappointed that we cannot spend this time together in person. NC State, in particular, the College of Engineering, means a great deal to me and my family. If you don't already feel that way, I hope you soon will share our passion and come to understand that this is only the beginning of your connection to this very special school. You have one of the finest chancellors in the country leading this university. and one of the top engineering deans who works tirelessly for programs for you and funding for your newest engineering building, Fitzwilliam Hall. I grew up in Littleton, North Carolina, a very small town of less than 1,000 people, about 70 miles northeast of Raleigh. When I was ready for college, the decision was pretty simple. If you wanted to study engineering, you went to NC State. But like you, I had to pick which kind of engineering I wanted to study. My uncle and brother both had come to NC State, and they helped me find my way. My brother studied electrical engineering, but I took my uncle's advice and pursued industrial engineering. Maybe some of you can relate to coming from a small rural high school that did not have all the advanced courses of the schools in larger cities. My high school taught plane geometry, but not solid geometry. And to get into state, you had to complete solid geometry as well. I learned that my preacher was a former math teacher and knew solid geometry. I convinced him to teach me that summer so that I was prepared for classes in the fall. So even before I was an engineer, I had a knack for figuring out how to get things done. We all know the start of your college life looks very different right now than you would have hoped for. But fear not, this will pass, and you will be stronger and more creative for it. Don't let this altered environment stop you from hitting the ground running. Treat your undergraduate experience like a job. This is a time for you to learn both academically and socially. You will be all the more prepared when you graduate. Learn to get along with other people and negotiate through difficult situations. Listen carefully, especially to differing opinions. Find ways to seek out people who do not think just like you do. Come to appreciate a healthy debate. You don't learn this skill by remaining in your comfort zone or by spending time with people who share your values and opinions. You do not have to be at the top of your class to be successful. Now, I realize this may disappoint some of you who already have very specific academic goals. And I don't mean to suggest that these goals aren't very important. The top GPAs won't be the road for everyone, especially for those of you who step out of your comfort zone. Take the hard class. Dare to take on projects that are uncomfortable. Stretch yourself. Tackle the unthinkable. And enjoy your success. This will prepare you well for a rewarding professional experience later in life, where success is not clearly defined from the outset. For those of you who want to build and run businesses, there is no roadmap, no teacher in the front of the class defining your success. You have to envision success for yourself. More importantly, you have to define success for those around you, for the team you're leading. Be a team leader. You will learn a great deal in the classroom, but what you do outside of the classroom is equally important. Diversify your college experience as you would your financial portfolio. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. You know, being competitive is huge. If you can participate in sports, it teaches you to get knocked down, but then take the hit and keep on going. Participate in student organizations and clubs. Get involved. As John F. Kennedy said in his inaugural speech, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Challenge yourself to contribute in some way to your academic community. My first job out of college was very important, and I think some of this still rings true today. I was very fortunate to start out with a strong company just out of college. And that is part of my advice for you today. Take advantage of the next 4 years to prepare yourself for your first step in the working world. Develop the skills you need in order to have choices upon graduation. My company, Sunoco, was a great first employer for me, with very strong company ethics and strong employee relations. Seeing how Sunoco ran its company taught me and treated its employees taught me how to do the same when I ran my own business. Three values became very important to me over time. First, be ethical. Second, be fair. Third, always tell the truth. If you make a mistake, admit it and fix it. It's not always easy to stay in line with these values, but they will serve you well. When I was presented the opportunity in my career, I wasn't afraid of a challenge. After 13 years in a very comfortable position as department head of industrial engineering, I left South Carolina to learn the sales and marketing side and how to run a business. I moved to Pennsylvania in 1974 and led a packaging division for the company. By 1979, the company was ready to divest itself of its packaging division, and I saw an opportunity to launch my own company. This is where grit and not taking no for an answer goes a long way. The first three banks I approached for a loan did not share my vision, but I persisted and eventually found the financing I needed through an insurance company with interest rates of 18%. Prime was 13, and they expected 5 over prime. It was a highly leveraged deal with low equity, of which I had to personally guarantee, which means if we failed, I would lose everything I owned. But failure was not an option, and that's still my motto today. Of course, a little luck goes a long way. Our paper products were the answer to the fast food industry's move away from styrofoam packaging in the early 1980s. Our product was in high demand, and we developed a great relationship with companies like Burger King, McDonald's, and others to get things going. The company was off and running, and we did very well. I urge you to stay in close touch with your college after graduation. Continue to read the state's magazines, attend sporting events, and return to campus for special events. But don't be surprised if someone calls you one day to ask how you're doing and see if you want to get more involved. In 1999, a staff member named Ben Hughes came to visit me in Pennsylvania. This was the start of a much deeper relationship with the college, one in which I worked with other alumni to think about how to help my home department. I began by providing scholarships for the industrial engineering students, but my involvement took me to uncharted territory for both me and the university, as we considered what kind of investment would help advance the department on a national level. We approached this like the engineers we are. We studied and identified the challenges and the gaps. We envisioned the future, and we built a stronger program that included faculty expertise in healthcare, additive manufacturing, and logistics. Through this process, I've built relationships with alumni from other classes. This is where becoming part of the pack becomes truly special. Yes, you are a member of the class of 2024, but if you really want to take advantage of all that Wolfpack has to offer, don't be afraid to build friendships beyond your classmates. Let me leave you with some thoughts about the collective strength of the class of 2024. Think about the power of all of you launching new careers and building lives 10 years from now. Your careers will be financially rewarding, but remember, you cannot take it with you when you leave this earth. Reflect on how important it is to give back for the great success you are going to enjoy in your lifetime. Remember how important it was for you to receive a great education from NC State and how you can help others have that same experience. Invest in other people along the way, and know Centennial Campus, home of the College of Engineering, was a farmland when I was a student. Leaders and alumni believed in your potential before you even arrived on campus. You will have the opportunity to envision and build the future for those who come after you. Being competitive and driven goes a long way, but teams can solve even bigger problems. It's important to choose a life partner who can help support you. Going it alone will only take you so far. So remember to treat your undergraduate experience like a job. Learn as much as you can, listen carefully, practice your negotiation skills, step out of your comfort zone, give back, do your best, and enjoy the best 4 years of your life. Good luck, class of 2024. I look forward to meeting you on campus. Go Pack!
Okay. Well, students, well, that certainly seemed like a fantastic and inspiring video to me. And now you'll know when you go on Centennial Campus to visit Fitzwillard Hall, a little bit more about the individual whose name is enshrined on that hall now as a great human being, as a wonderful engineer, as an entrepreneur, as someone who's given back in many, many ways. So we would like to thank Ed and his wife, Deb, for everything that they're doing for the college. At this point, I'm going to toss it over to Emily and Axel, who are going to take you through the next part of this. So get ready for some more interaction and fun with them. Guys, take it away.
Great, thanks, Dr. Lavelle. Hi, guys. My name is Emily, and I am a class of 2022 chemical engineer. So earlier this week, we asked you guys, or your E102 TAs asked you guys to fill out this survey. And so you guys are going to be able to see the results now. I hope you guys all had a chance to fill out that survey, but we're going to go through the results. All right, Axel, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Of course. Thank you, Emily. Hi, everybody. My name is Axel Flores. I am a junior studying industrial and systems engineering. So I am very much excited for this new building that is going to be my future home. So with that being said, me and Emily are heavily involved on campus in many different things, and we're going to get right onto this survey.
All right, let's see what our first question is. What percentage of engineering first-year students held a leadership position in high school? Well, I definitely held one. Axel, I don't know about you, but I have a feeling a lot. Like, I'm guessing at least 50%, you know? I feel like our freshmen are pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I held a couple too, so I'm assuming like 99.9.
Maybe not that cool. That would be the dream, right?
Of course. Let's see the results. Ooh, 74%. That's actually pretty good.
That was higher than I thought. You guys are really killing it. Definitely a lot more impressive than the class of 22, that's for sure.
Joining leadership roles way before college. So, with that being said, what percentage of engineering first-year students were involved in athletic events and sports in high school? I don't know. I think that this could be pretty high too. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's probably on the same, right? Honestly, students could have done both. And of course, I'm sure we have a lot of current engineers actually on sports teams here at NC State as well. And of course, there's the people like me who just do the occasional IM sport because that's where my level is at, or just, go play tennis sometimes on the courts.
Of course, yeah. I'm more of a recreational, but still support our sports.
I mean, our gym is so cool, especially that new part. Have you seen what it's supposed to look like? I'm in love.
Yes. Oh, mwah. With that being said, let's see the results. Ooh, 65%. Oh, okay.
You know what? I think this is pretty good. I mean, I'm still really impressed.
Yeah, me too. We have a good balance of leaders, of athletes.
And I'm like, how do people have time to do all of this? And also because everyone in NC State engineering is so smart. It's just
amazing.
How do they balance it all in high school?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
All right. What percentage of engineering first-year students participated in arts, choir, band, orchestra, theater, etc. in high school? I did try out theater once. I'll be honest. It was really, really bad. I will admit, not for me. Maybe I'm your stereotypical engineer. But I really wish I was. I know, Axel, you do a few arts things now, right?
Yeah. I'm involved in the chorus side of the arts here in NC State. I'm part of a acapella group, Acapology. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Engineers can be really versatile, you know, with the arts, athletes, leadership. I don't know. So I'm curious with this result. I don't know about you.
Yeah, can you give us a drum roll since you're more artistic than I am?
All right. I think, okay, 42%. Okay. That's not bad. You know, it still shows, you know, how versatile our incoming class is. You know, there's in NC State, you could follow whatever you want to do. You know, if you want to do sports, we can give you sports. If you want leadership position, we have that. If we have arts, we have a whole arts department. We have sound rooms and bands, choruses, theaters, and everything. And yeah, and like Emily can say as well, our marching band is just full of engineers.
Seriously, I know so many engineers in marching band. But yeah, with all that being said, just because you didn't do arts in high school doesn't mean you can't start doing arts now. I mean, what better time to start than college, right?
I 100% agree on that. Ooh, I like this question.
Ooh, I have a strong opinion. I'm a diehard Wolf Tracks. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, what's your favorite flavor? Howling Cow? I want to say I agree with you too. But unpopular opinion, sometimes it's either you really hate it or you really love it. You know, chocolate. You know, chocolate chip, mint chocolate. Oof. I don't know. I like it.
Campfire Delight, just unparalleled.
That is also pretty good. I don't know. I think I've tried most of them. I gotta say, mwah.
I know. My favorite part of my freshman meal plan was all the Howling Cow that I could get on it. I mean, not good for me, but like really, really good.
Really good. Yeah, and something that's really cool if you didn't know that, you know, everything that's made with NC State resources. You know, we use cows that we own, and it's processed and everything here. And I think you could correct me if I'm wrong, Emily. But you could find it in Hearst Theater as well nearby.
You can. However, little known secret, those are not our cows. So if you want the real deal, you're gonna have to get it on campus.
I fully agree. Let's see these results. Ooh, okay. A lot of difference here, but I think the winner is Wolf Tracks. Oh,
Wolf Tracks gang rise up.
Yes. Yeah, I full-heartedly agree on this. Wolf Track is a very good flavor, and if you can't eat it, I suggest you try it for sure. Then with that being said,
I think that's it for all of our survey questions. So actually soon we are going to get back to the raffle. We're going to announce the winner, so stay tuned for that. But first, we have a nice little short video.
At NC State, our history grew from the ground up. So it's filled with dirt and sweat and long hours. It's the story of solving problems. To provide people with the tools that improve our communities. This is our history. It's also the force that drives us into the future. We are NC State. Think and do.
All right, it looks like it's time to announce our raffle winners. With the first winner, we have April. April, want to give us a drum roll and announce who you got?
Of course. So everyone, thank you so much for sticking around until this time, and we will announce our first winner. So our lucky winner is Jackson Perry Calling. So if you are that very lucky person, congratulations. You just won some amazing NC State merchandise.
But wait, there's more. We decided to put more prizes because, you know, we are a big college, so we can't just have one winner. So with that being said, our second winner is, oh, that was a bad drum roll. But the second winner is Ben Jakes. Congratulations, man. You are going to have a fantastic NC State merch, and Jay and Emily can touch on this later, but these prices will also be distributed through an email. You'll be notified through email. So with that said, Jay, take it away.
Great. So thank you, Axel. Our third winner for today is, drum roll, please. I'm not going to do it all myself. Okay, there we go. Divya Desarazu, congratulations. As Axel said, be sure to check your email for when you're receiving these prizes.
All
And
right.
last but not least, Emily.
Yeah, last but not least, you stole what I was going to say. Our final winner for the day is, I also can't drum roll, but Trevor Michael Nelson. Congratulations, all of our 4 winners. Please make sure to check your emails. Well, I hope you're checking your email anyway, and look for an email. You're going to win some great NC State engineering merchandise. Get really excited about that. All right, and finally, to close out, we have Dr. Lavelle again.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Emily. I'm back with you from the library. You can see I just got shushed, so I'm going to make this brief. Students, I hope that you've enjoyed this time. This has been our attempt at having a virtual welcome to you. Let you know how much we care about you, how much we desire your happiness, your joy, your success as you explore engineering and computer science. In today's day and age, what a great time to be an engineering or computer science student. Dean Martin Vega and I talk often about just the breadth of engineering and what this career, this discipline will represent for you as you go forward in your life. So we're just so delighted that you have joined us here in the college. We're excited about the contributions that you will make in the classroom and outside of the classroom. We look forward to meeting you in a more personal way this semester, and as you go forward in your time with in the college. I want to thank our Dean, Louis Martin Vega, for his leadership and his inspiring words today. Certainly thank again Mr. Ed Fitz for everything he does. Ed, thank you so much for your heart for NC State engineering. I want to thank all of our students, April and Jay and Emily and Axel, for their participation. There's a whole group of students who sit behind this on our production team. So I want to thank our production team. Let's give our silent workers back there a big round of applause. And then lastly, to our students, our first year engineering students, our graduating class of 2024, we want to again congratulate you. We want to welcome you. And we know that you are going to do great things. So without further ado, guys, that ends our video, ends our session. Go forward and do great things, and welcome class of 2024 from the family of the College of Engineering, and go Wolfpack.